One of my subscribers reached out to me and asked me, what are the options for single professionals who are thinking about moving to Palo Alto and surrounding areas? What are the good areas? What's the rent like versus mortgage? So today we're going to cover those topics to help you understand as a single professional, what are the desirable areas to live in if you're thinking about moving to the Bay Area from out of state. This is Heather Lynn with Keller Williams Realty. Here in this channel, we talk about ways to maximize the sale of your home and some tips to get your home ready for the market. So if you find that information useful, please consider subscribing to my channel and have more juicy videos coming your way. So we've gotten a lot of reach out in our channel. If there's a specific question that I haven't answered, please feel free to text me or give me a call. I love to have an opportunity to talk to you about your real estate needs. I totally get it. You know, when I moved to the Bay Area, I was single, I'm still single, so it could feel like a huge daunting task. I moved here from Georgia where housing prices are about half, if not a third of the prices here. So moving to the Bay Area feel like a very expensive move. So I totally get why that could be a concern. There's so much the Bay Area has to offer, not only the booming tech scene, great lateral movements, or there's potential for job advancements if you're in the tech, biotech, or academia, or in finance or venture capital world. This is the mega center for those industries. So that alone is a great draw for a lot of people moving here, especially single professionals. The number two reason I must stress is this is such a beautiful area. This area offers probably one of the best weathers in the world, I would say, if not in the US. All summer long, the weather is fairly mild, especially right along San Francisco Peninsula and Silicon Valley. Right now, it's in the middle of July. The outside temperature is in the mid-70s. Completely comfortable. It does get hot, but maybe brutally hot. We're talking about maybe 2 or 3 weeks out of the year. So all year round, all summer long, it's very mild and very comfortable. So definitely a great place weather-wise to live in. There is lots of beautiful places to visit. The coastline, the Pacific coastline is beautiful. It's literally 40 minutes away from here, San Francisco. Lots of greatest restaurants in the world, all kinds of ethnicity, all kinds of, different type of food that you could find. If you like wine, there's a booming wine scene all throughout the Bay Area. There's the Napa Valley, which is world famous, and there are lesser known places but good quality wines such as Livermore, Morgan Hill, Lodi, Paso Robles. Those places are all within 2-hour drive from the Bay Area where you could enjoy world-class wine and entertainment and dining options and nightlife. So a lot to offer, not only the job advancement part. So if you're thinking about moving to the Bay Area, do it. I moved here almost 15 years ago from out of state, and I do not want to move. So great place to plant your roots. Let's talk about housing prices, the hot topic. If you are at the entry-level job, averaging about maybe $150,000 to $200,000 annually, what housing options can you consider? I always advise people do not spend more than 30% of your monthly gross income on your housing. If you're looking to rent, there are many luxurious condominiums in many parts of the peninsula. In downtown Redwood City, they have built a number of luxurious apartment buildings where you could have fitness center, there is a gated garage, there's clubhouse, bocce ball court, swimming pool, fitness center, rooftop terrace where you can entertain. There's business center in some of those places where you could host even your conferences if you work from home. So those are great amenities to have. Those luxury condominiums usually rent from $3,500 to upward of $6,000, $7,000, depending on the location, the square footage, whether it's a studio apartment or a 2-bedroom. Well, just looking for you as a single person, you want to rent in the Bay Area in a luxury condominiums, you're probably looking to pay a rent of around $3,500 to $4,500 in those luxury apartments where there's wide array of amenities that you could enjoy. Now, there are definitely places that are cheaper in rent. You could probably look into getting a 2-bedroom apartment rental for around $3,000 to $3,500. They are probably in buildings that are a little older, no fancy amenities like the swimming pool and fitness center and gated garage and conference room, nothing like that. But you are able to find rentals that are a little bit on the affordable side, around $3,000 to $3,500 for a 2-bedroom apartment. If you are moving here and you're thinking about, well, do I want to spend $4,000 in rent, or do I want to potentially buy something that you could call your own home? What does $4,000 get you if you are thinking about buying a property? Before we begin, let me just kind of highlight some of the tax benefit as a homeowner. The U.S. government really encourages home ownership. There's a lot of tax incentives. The biggest one is the tax exclusion incentive. So, for example, if you buy a home at $1 million, a few years later, the home appreciates to be $1.25 million. So the delta of $250,000 is completely tax-free, what you can carry into your next home. So that's called tax exclusion. As a single person, you have a maximum tax exclusion of $250,000 for your primary home. And primary home is home that you occupy full-time and have lived there for a minimum of 2 years out of the last 5 years. That's your primary home in the eyes of Uncle Sam. So that's a great benefit. Homes in these areas are expensive. I have to be honest, they are expensive compared to other parts of the U.S., but homes in this area holds value really well and likely to appreciate much faster than other parts of the U.S. So the likelihood of you buying something and for it to appreciate over time is fairly high. So that might be something to consider, the tax benefit. The other tax benefit is that your mortgage, interest payment, and your property tax bill all become tax deductible against your income tax. So as a result of owning a home, you will be paying less income tax. Obviously, it depends on your income level and the percentage might change, but a general rule of thumb is that you could deduct mortgage interest rate and your property tax against your income tax. So 2 very great benefits of owning a home. Now let's talk about what home could you afford. For $4,000 in monthly payment, which is the same, that could be the same monthly payment as you're paying in a luxury 1-bedroom apartment in many parts of the peninsula. Instead of paying rent, which goes to your landlord every month, which gives you no tax benefit, you might consider buying a home. For $4,000, you could probably, with a 20% down, you could easily get a bank to lend you $700,000 of mortgage with your down payment of 20% down. You could be looking at the purchasing power of somewhere between $800,000 to $1 million. So for $800,000 and $1 million, you could easily afford a condominiums in places like San Jose, certain parts of San Mateo, certain parts of Redwood City, and definitely in places like South San Francisco, San Bruno, East San Jose, and South San Jose. You are looking to possibly maybe purchase a townhome, possibly a 3-bedroom townhome. So I did a video on what you could afford for $1 million right here. So watch this video for more information. So you're single, you're wondering what are the best cities to live in the peninsula for a single person. Number 1 is Redwood City. It's 30 minutes from San Francisco, midway between San Francisco and San Jose. So if you're looking to hop on the Caltrain, there's a big station in Redwood City. The train probably comes every 10-15 minutes during the week, during rush hours, and on the weekends every 30 to 45 minutes. So very easy to get to the city if you're looking to go into town, just enjoy the museum, enjoy nightlife, enjoy a good meal in the city. It's a good suburb to live in while being still close to San Francisco. Now in Redwood City, there's a lot going on. All summer long, there's outdoor concerts every Friday nights and outdoor movie nights every Thursday night. There are classical music being featured all throughout the summer. There's 4th of July parade, there's holiday, Christmas festivities all throughout the downtown area. So Redwood City is a great place to live in where you could still have a sense of the community. There's still great restaurants around. It's not too far from San Francisco where there's a wider array of nightlife and restaurant options around. around. There's Whole Foods, there's library. There's also quite a number of hiking trails in Redwood City. Edgewood Park is one of the hikes that I enjoy doing. It's a 1-hour loop. You get a good workout, enjoy the nice open field view of the hillside. So definitely lots of good hikes around here. If you are looking for one bedroom, average one bedroom, you're probably looking to spend somewhere between $2,800 to $3,500 for a one bedroom apartment. Number 2 is San Mateo. San Mateo is a little farther north from Redwood City, closer to San Francisco. It's got a vibrant downtown. If you are into Asian food, San Mateo has the widest variety of Asian cuisines: Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, as well as other cuisines. So I love to go to San Mateo when I'm like craving for Asian food, especially boba tea. So San Mateo is another great area to consider. There are 2 Caltrain stations. The main one is very close to the downtown area. There's a movie theater in the downtown San Mateo area. Obviously, the housing there is comparable to Redwood City, but you could probably find slightly cheaper rent in San Mateo. So another great city to consider if you're single, looking for a nice and vibrant downtown scene and still have the feel of suburbia. San Mateo is a great area to consider. The number 3 place is Mountain View. Again, another city with great downtown Castro scene. They block off the Castro Street for a wine and art festival pretty frequently throughout the year. Mountain View is where Google is headquartered. So Google invested a lot in the city of Mountain View. There's quite a number of bike lanes if you are into cycling. It's a very cycling friendly city. There's also a Caltrain station near downtown Mountain View. It's a little farther south, closer to San Jose and a little farther away from San Francisco. If you were to drive into San Francisco from Mountain View, you're looking at about 40 to 45 minutes. Obviously, you could take Caltrain, which takes you straight to San Francisco. So that's also an option. There are many trails. There's Stevens Creek Trail for hiking or cycling. So that's another great place. There's a luxury movie theater where you could recline all the way down, and then you could actually order food off the menu and they bring it to your theater seat. So that's another great feature of Mountain View, where it was just constructed a few years ago. Obviously, there's Palo Alto. Palo Alto is 45 minutes south of San Francisco and about 30 minutes north of downtown San Jose. University Avenue, which takes you straight to Stanford University, is the main strip of restaurants and entertainment. One of my favorite ice cream shop is located on University Avenue. It's called Salt and Straw. You got to check it out. They have many fun and exciting ice cream flavors you have never heard of. So definitely check out Salt and Straw. It is an expensive area. Usually rents are, we're talking about 30% higher than other cities. For a one bedroom apartment, you're probably looking at spending about $3,500 for average one bedroom apartment, if not more. The other city to consider is Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is just south of Mountain View and Palo Alto. A really great place. There's farmers market in the downtown area on the weekends. There is a big Whole Foods, Target, plaza that was built in Sunnyvale not so long ago. So that's kind of the main shopping strip. Again, it's also in the heart of Silicon Valley. So all those cities will be really close to your major tech employers. There's lots of outdoor events in the city of Sunnyvale, and housing-wise, it's a little bit more affordable. We're talking about one bedroom apartment, probably somewhere between $2,600 to $3,000 for a one bedroom apartment in Sunnyvale. And other than those cities, there are other cities to consider. Burlingame, Menlo Park, San Carlos, and Belmont, all nice smaller cities to consider. They are a little quieter. You see a lot more families living there, and many of those areas have a nice hillside. So if you look up on the hill, you have a beautiful view of the bay. So a little bit more secluded, more friendly oriented. If you like nice and quiet, those smaller cities might be a good fit for you. So now you know, as a single person, what are your options to live in the Mid-Peninsula near Palo Alto? You might be curious about what are the pros and cons of living out here. What are the pros and cons of living in Palo Alto and surrounding area? I did a video about that, so watch this video to learn about the pros and cons of living in Silicon Valley.